Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome. I've got a fun video today. I'm going to be using a product from the card kit from Stamps of Life. So if you're a card kit member, you receive this in the latest package. And this is the A1 Reindeer Folded. I'm just showing you some measurements. It's about 4 by 5 inches, so it fits perfectly on a card, regular card front, an A2 sized. So I'm going to spend some time making a few things, and I just wanted to show you what you get. And included in this is the die that cuts the pieces out, and then there's a shadow die. And I was just showing you the paper pad that this came with this kit too, the Winter Wishes, and that was the name of the club box. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make a fold-it. When I make videos with the fold-its, I always like to show how to make them. So these dies have the words place fold here on there. I have folded a card in half, and by going to the top of this and leaving a little edge, putting the fold there, I will have a card from the top that is hinged. You can turn it the other direction. I obviously didn't cut the paper for that on this example, but so you can either have a top fold or a side fold. And again, you can see I left a little bit at the top, so I will have a hinged card and therefore a shaped card in this adorable reindeer size. Okay, so let me run this through my machine and I'll show you what you get. It cut beautifully, and again, because I left that little bit at the top, I've got the hinged card. Okay, I'll recycle all that. And then you can see that it's this cute, cute reindeer ready to be turned into a card. Very quick and easy. This would be great for mass production to create a bunch of them. These really go together quite quickly. Okay, so now I'm going to cut a second piece. I'm going to cut the shadow again, but this time I am not doing a fold. And the reason why, this is a totally optional step. I like to cover the front of my fold-its, and so that way it looks just perfect. But it's not a big deal. You have a little bit cut off the top, but I just wanted to show you that that's the way that I like to do it, so it has just kind of a finished edge to it. But it's totally optional. Okay, I'm going to start cutting some pieces here. I'm using, this paper is mostly from Stamps of Life. It's ginger snap. The ears, the antlers are going to be cloud and the lightest gray in the Stamps of Life line. And then I'll use strawberry for the nose, and then a little piece of black cardstock for the eyes. And we have deer, not reindeer, but regular deer, white-tailed deer where I live. And they are always running through our yard. The other night we saw 6 of them. We were coming inside and we were on the telephone talking and about to go in, and we saw one deer after the next deer after the next deer we were probably out there about 10 minutes, and one after the other after the other. So anyway, every time I see little deer products, I think of all the little friends that we have at night that come by and visit and eat on my plants. But I digress. Okay, so I'm taking a second here. I'm using my brushes to add a little bit of ink. Again, this is ginger snap, and then I'll go around and do this to the cloud. I'll use cloud on the ears, the antlers, and then I will add a little bit of strawberry to the nose. So just to add a little more detail, again, optional step. It doesn't take terribly long, but if you want to, it's just an idea to add a little bit more interest and dimension. Kind of tricks the eye a little bit, and it's just a quick, easy way to add a little something more to your project. Okay, and on the nose, you could use glitter paper. You could use like a glitter glue. I have some red Stickles glitter glue somewhere that I might use at some point. I don't use it in this video, but I think that would be a cute touch to make a sparkly nose. Or you could use a piece of felt. These dies will cut felt, very easily. Very good quality. So a lot of options there. Okay, so I've got all these cut, all my pieces, and now I am ready to assemble. I'm going to begin by taking a piece of this black cardstock. I'm going to cut a little piece for the eyes behind there. You could cut them from another color or from black and then lay them in there, but I'm just going to do a quick little shortcut here by covering that behind, and then I'll add some more glue and my eyes will already be in place. So I'm going to take this to my shadow layer, and then I will add the antlers and the nose. And I'm just kind of placing it to make sure I like where it is. There's a border, obviously, that goes around with the shadow. And so I'm just using liquid glue here so I can move things as needed, because you'll see in just a second I'm going to make a mistake here. I've got my antlers mixed up. And when I lay the second one down, I realize that it's just not fitting quite right. And I knew that that was not the case because these dies are very precise. And so I just switched the ears, antlers, so to speak. And then I realized that that was the correct way to do that. So I'm going to pull that one up again. That's why I like liquid glue. And you can see when I set it down on the correct side, it fits perfectly. So when you cut it, you can lay them out to the side and you'll know which one belongs on which ear. But it's not a big deal either way. If it's off just a smidge, I make lots of mistakes and things sometimes aren't perfect. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. Okay, so before I add this to my little folded card, I wanted to take a second with this. This is an older set, Reindeer to Stamp. I think it was probably a club set maybe years ago. And I've got a couple of sets from those. And so I'm going to use one of the sentiments, "You are so dear to me," which is very cute. So I could use this for holidays if I wanted to. We're moving closer at the time of this video, closer to the holiday season for sure. And but you could also just use this any time of year, winter card, or just a friend who thinks something like this would be adorable, which it is. And so you could use it for any time of year. Okay, and then I'll add the glue on there and just press these together and they'll fit perfectly. And again, that liquid glue lets me move it around. And there is my first little project. I'm going to come back here. I've got this little brush and I'm just going to take a little bit of the strawberry ink here and kind of brush it onto his face. So it looks like he's got a little bit of some pink cheeks while he's out gallivanting in the yards, visiting other friends. Okay, so I've got a second card here. I'm going to create a shaker card. So I'm trimming this paper down to fit the shaker envelopes from Stamps of Life. You can see that this fits in the envelope, and then I can add my sequins. I pulled some sequins from my craft stash, and then I am going to fill my shaker pouch. I have off camera gone ahead and recreated that same deer. For the most part, I used a little bit of a darker cardstock. I think I used chocolate chip on the back of this one, but everything else is pretty much the same. And I'm going to glue this directly to my patterned paper. That patterned paper came from this card kit, the Winter Wishes. And speaking of that card kit, I've got a video for it too. I made 10 cards with that, 10 cards and projects. So I'll be sure and link that in the description because if you got the card kit, you got the reindeer and then also the components. You might be looking for some inspiration. Okay, now for the fun part. I've slipped my paper with my little reindeer face into the pocket, and this is where I get to choose how many sequins and what colors I want to use, so the possibilities are limitless. You could change the background paper and then change your sequins, so you could do a lot of fun things with something like this. So once you're satisfied that you think it's full and it's the way you want it to look, you can go ahead and just peel off the backing and seal it up. Makes, again, for a super quick and easy shaker card. This would allow you to make them quick and easy. Okay, I want to add some foam adhesive. I've got some foam adhesive sheets that I use all the time, and I'm going to cut that down to size. I'm sorry, I'm just having a really good time, obviously shaking. But before I add that foam, I am going to add a little bit of dry adhesive. I did make a little sentiment. You're my dearest friend. That's from one of those stamp sets. And I'm just going to glue that directly onto the package between the antlers. And then here is that foam sheet. I've cut it down to pop it up onto my card front. And I am going to use the color Pool to create my card, which will be an A2 sized. So you can see that this little reindeer friend will fit beautifully on any card. And again, having lots of fun shaking. I mean, that's the best part, right? Is to shake, shake, shake. I mean, that's the joy of it. Okay, for my last project, I am going to create a tag. I have gone ahead, created the same face. I found this little die set with the tags called, I can't remember the name of it, but you can make a bunch of different tags with it. And it has this cute little to from that cuts out the words, and it also cuts into the paper. So I added that to the back of my tag. And then I am going to add some string here. I hole punched a little hole, and then I have little jingle bells that I'm going to add. I keep this little small container of jingle bells. I found these years ago in a local craft store, and they're so cute, and I love to add them to my Christmas tags. And when the girls were little, I used to always buy them a jingle bell necklace, and we'd give them to friends on a present. And so I always add a little jingle bell. So that's just a quick little fun way to add a tag. All right, so just to recap, here is that fold it, how it comes, how you can create it, and then we've got a shaker card with the dearest friend, and then how about some sweet little tags to create for all of your holiday presents. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found some creative inspiration. Let me know if you have a favorite item, and I wish you a happy holidays. Have a great day.